Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. It's beer 30. Let's go take a walk, see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Captain Lawrence Brewing Company, and they're out of Elmsford, New York. This is their Frost Monster, and it is an Imperial Stout coming in at 12% ABV. I did not see the ABV on the label anywhere, guys, and they do need to put that on there since it is a 12%. I don't see any kind of, oh, let me take that back. There is some yellow writing on here, and it says 120, 12, 0, looks like 14. So if I was guessing, I would say this was done on the 120th day of 2014. So this has been aged in a bottle for a couple of years. We're already past the 120th day of 2016, so this beer is a couple years old. It's been aged in the bottle already. This was sent to me by Rico, so Rico, thanks a bunch, my brother, for all the wonderful beers you send me. Most of the guys that send me beers are very impressive beers. Otherwise, they would not send them to me. But I have had subscribers send me some kind of shitty beers. Average macro lager type beers, lawnmower beers, if you will. Not very many or not very often. But most of the people that send me beers send me some really good quality stuff. That's why a lot of times you'll see me give most of these beers very good ratings. They don't send me any crap. These guys have tasted these beers and they think they're pretty exceptional and pretty impressive, and that's why they send them to me to get my opinion on those. And most of the time I agree. Most of those beers are B's and or A's. Some of them are B's, but most of them are A beers. So let's see what this one brings to the table. Once again, Rico, thank you, my brother. This is a pretty big beer at 12%. Commercial description on this is fairly long, but I'm going to read it. Deep dark as cold winter night, and this would probably be a good winter beer, but we're into May already. I'm reviewing this on, what is this today, the 18th of May, 18th or 19th of May. And it's kind of cool and been kind of cool and rainy. It's about 55 degrees, so it's close enough to do this beer. Final beer of the evening for me. We'll see what this one brings. The Frost Monster is lurking the beast of an ale started out as a pilot batch concept by packaging line veteran Justin Perrone. Thinking of his own monster dog, Frost, he wanted to make a beer that had an intense flavor, aroma, and strength. Working with brewmaster Scott Vaccaro and head brewer Scott Tobin, they came up with an Imperial Stout only befitting its title. So, it says here, brewed with massive amount of malt to give the rich roasted and smoky flavors expected of such an ale. Black in color, with a head as white as the beast itself. Drink it this winter, or lay some down for winters to come. Well, this has already been in the bottle for a couple of years, so I'm not going to cellar it. I want to do these kind of beers that these guys, Rico and all you guys, send me in a timely fashion. I could just as easily stuff that in the fridge downstairs and keep it till it's 10 degrees outside, but that wouldn't be fair to Rico. He spent his hard-earned money on that. And it's not like it's 90 degrees outside. It's pretty cool, wet and rainy, kind of damp. Good enough to do it today. What do you think? Yeah, I do too. Alright, food pranks for this style of beer, guys. It says here, cheese is a buttery brie, good to Havarti Swiss. Goes well with your chocolate dishes, of course. It's a stout. Meat is beef, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glassware is pint, becker, nine, tumbler, snifter. Oversized wine glass. Yep, that's my favorite glass right here. The Sovereign beer glass, and can be set up for long periods under proper conditions. There's no reason at 12% why this beer would not keep 5, 10, 15, even 20 years. There's no coffee added that's going to fade or anything like that. A great beer to cellar if you so choose. So, that's it. That's all we need to talk about. So, we're going to stop talking and start pouring. Very nice colorful cap on this. Captain Lawrence Brewing Company. It's got a log with a fire going around it. Very colorful cap. That will go on the fridge downstairs. A little bit of hiss there. Not a big hiss. It's not pitch black. More like a dark cola color coming out of the bottle. But it's probably going to look pretty black in this thick tulip style glass through the big bowl part anyway. Very nice looking head on that. I'm surprised it poured that much of a head with that little bit of hiss on the, not quite, about a finger and a half of head. Very creamy khaki colored head on top. Over into the light. I am not getting any, guys, not even through the thin part of the glass on the bottom. Very nice looking stout, Imperial Stout. 12%. This will put you in the hammer lane. You wouldn't want to drink more than one of these, especially if you're not at home. Good looking beer. Let's get a nose on it. Oh, rich roasted malt. Hints of dark fruit, plums, raisins, dates, figs. Little bit of bittersweet chocolate there. Maybe some slight hints of some coffee. Molasses. Wonderful smelling beer. Very, very nice smelling beer. Wonderful aroma. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Thank you, sir. Yeah, nice bitterness on the back end. I don't have the IBUs here, but it has a little bit of heavy bitterness on the back end, which is, it's not overly bitter, but it's there. It's not like yesterday's beer was brewed with lactose. This is not a super sweet beer. Yesterday's beer is like a candy bar in a glass. This is not quite to that sweetness without the lactose. Very well made. For 12%, the alcohol is very well hidden. Just ever so slight hint of the alcohol. I've had 8%ers that were more boozy than this 12%. Very well made. Medium mouthfeel on this, on the body. Very impressive lacing left on the glass. Very delicious. A great final beer of the evening. And you can have this in December or January when it's 10 degrees outside, or even on an evening like today when it's like 50 degrees, 53 degrees outside and it's damp, cool and rainy. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, try it out of the fridge. Let me take it back and let her have a couple sips out of it, see what she thinks of it. And we'll sip on this, and I've got about a half a stick left over of the Punch Bare Knuckle cigar. I might fire that up and sip on this for about 35-40 minutes and see where this one ends up. Pretty damn tasty right now. I love when I get these beers sent to me that are exceptional beers like this, especially right out of the fridge. A lot of times I'll have a metallic taste or something like that, but this one tastes pretty damn tasty right out of the fridge at 40 degrees. So I know this is going to get better as it comes to room temperature. So I'll be right back. Let's see where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sitting on about 35-45 minutes or so. Very nice. The other half loved it. Not quite as sweet as yesterday's beer, and one was brewed with lactose, but this is very tasty. The alcohol is fairly well hidden. Slight hints now it's warmed up to room temperature of the 12% that's in the beer, but still a great beer, a very well made beer, a very nice beer. I don't think it's quite to the 10 category. It does have a strong bitterness on the back end. I think the bitterness is overpowering the sweetness of the beer just a tad, but not much. But not much at all. This would not be an introductory stout, Imperial Stout. You would have to be a seasoned stout drinker to really enjoy this beer. You would not want this to be your first stout. It's a little heavy on the bitterness and heavy on the alcohol on top of that. You'd want to start off with something lighter and smoother if you're trying to get into the stouts than what this is. But for me, it's very, very tasty. The roasted malt, almost to the burnt characteristics, is there. Bittersweet chocolate, hints of a little bit of coffee, dark fruit, dates, raisin, plums. Medium mouthfeel body to this, very pleasant. A great beer for a cool or a winter's evening for a final beer. Let's do the final chug. Cheers. Very well made, very tasty, very delicious. A great beer to wrap the evening up with. Wow, delicious. I do think this is an A beer, guys. 9 out of 10 for me. If I was putting a numeric rating on this one, it would probably be a 96 or a 97, somewhere in that area right there. Very nice. Very enjoyable beer. Probably wouldn't want this when it's 95 degrees outside. It's unless you're just a big stout fan and you drink stouts year round like I do. But probably wouldn't want to have this when it was super hot outside. This would be a good one to have the fire going on a damp evening or a cool or even a cold evening. Like I said, this one's been in the bottle for a couple of years, so it's probably mellowed out just a little bit from when it was fresh in the bottle. Very nice. I enjoyed this. I would buy this beer again if I was have it available here. I want to say again because I didn't buy this one. Rico sent this to me, but I would purchase this beer. Very tasty. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 88 in a very good range. I think it's a tad better than that, and I always, just about always do. I think their numbers are considerably lower. And these guys that write these beer reviews, unless it really blows their hair back or their socks off, they're pretty nonchalant about the ratings they give. So I mean, let's just say super world class beer, they're a little conservative. So. Over to Rate Beer says 97 overall, but only 63 in the style. So we got an 88 and a 97, and like I said, I would probably give it a 96 or a 97, maybe even a 95. It does have the date on the bottle. It doesn't have the ABV, so that's a drawback. It doesn't have the IBUs, and it is a little on the bitter side for an Imperial Stout, but sometimes you get that when it's not brewed with lactose. The yeast eats all those sugars up, and it tends to be a little on the drier side and a little on the bitter side when they don't use lactose in this big of a beer and being an Imperial Stout. So, but it was very enjoyable to me. I did enjoy it. Rico, once again, my brother, I do appreciate you sending this to me. I cannot get these beers from St. Lawrence or Captain Lawrence Brewing Company here in Virginia. This part of Virginia anyway. It may be available in Northern Virginia. I don't know how far out their distribution reaches, but I enjoy when my subscribers send me these beers that I cannot get here. And they are, like I said earlier, most of them are A beers. Not all of them are 10s. Some of them are Bs, but very rarely I get a C. I have had some beers sent to me that were average, but most of them are fairly tasty beers. So I do appreciate it, guys. Thanks a bunch. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for sending the beers that y'all send. When I come home and I see a beer mail package on the porch, it's like Christmas to me. I mean, oh man. And then all you guys say, oh, yeah, free beer, free beer. It's not just the free beer aspect of it. It's beers that I cannot get here. Whether it's a C beer, B beer, or an A beer, I appreciate being able to taste stuff that I cannot buy here. That's the bottom line there on this. So, once again, Rico, thank you, my brother. I do appreciate you sending it to me. If you've had this one from Captain Lawrence Brewing Company out of New York, let me know what you think of it. I thought it was pretty damn tasty. A great beer to finish up the evening with, like I said. Let me know what you think if you've had it. Come on back tomorrow. We're going to dig something good out of the fridge. See you then.